Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a fun one. We are taking a break from remodeling the bonus area for my kids, and we're going to be doing some DIY Christmas gifts. It's going to be really fun, and I hope that you guys will maybe try some of these out. So let's get started. The first project that we're starting with is actually something that my sister asked me to make. So Amy, if you're watching this, close your eyes. Okay, my sister sent me a picture of this thing that she wanted me to make for her for Christmas, and apparently they're called Noodle Boards, and they just sit on top of your glass top oven and they protect the glass, but also like you can set things on them and the glass won't get messed up. So here's how I'm going to make this. This board is called a project panel, which means it's just a bunch of boards already glued together. They're at Lowe's in the lumber section. So we got that, and then just two pine trim pieces that we're gonna glue on the end. Add our hardware. This is from Hobby Lobby. I'll try to link all of this below as much as I can. And yeah, this is gonna be pretty simple, very beginner project. Okay, a standard oven width is 30 inches. So we're gonna take this board out to our table saw and cut it at 30 inches wide. For these end pieces, to get a perfect measurement, I'm just going to stick it under the board all the way up against this fence, and then I'll be able to mark right here exactly where we need to cut. To save time, we'll stack these two on top of each other so we know that they're the exact same length. Okay, I did this with my radial arm saw. I understand most people don't have that. You can do it with the miter saw, no big deal. Okay, we're gonna let this dry for about 20 minutes before we sand it.
Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling.
Okay, we let our boards dry overnight, and now we're gonna add some handles to the outside like this. Okay, this is a tool that I don't think I've talked about before, but I use it all the time. It's called a combination square or a combo square, and it's adjustable. You can twist this and move this piece, and so it'll adjust. So what I did, it's really helpful in situations like this, because I took the measurement of the width of the board and then the width of this handle and subtracted this from the width of the board, and I was left with a number that I divided by 2, because that's going to give me how much space I'm going to have on either side of the board. And then I can set this combo tool, square combo, at that number. And then when I put it on the end like this, I'll know exactly how much space, how far to set my handles, and it can be perfect, because if it's not, it's going to drive me crazy.
It will always be Christmas in my heart, but this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sanctuary. Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. Here we go. All right, dance, dance, now this Christmas we're gonna dance. We're gonna dance, dance, dance. Come on, dance. We're gonna dance, dance, have a good time, dance, dance, all night long. We're gonna dance, dance, and have a good time. I think Santa's gonna come and join us in this song. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling, or the wind blows and the rain is pouring.
Because this noodle board is going to be sitting on top of a glass top stove, I want to add these little felt sliders so they can slide it on and off the stove and not ever damage or scratch their glass.
Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. Let's go outside, the snow is falling down and every child is having so much fun. The snowman is twice the size.
So I love candles, but I don't always love the containers that they come in, or they're just a little bit boring. I think this would make a really great gift. We're gonna take these candles and put them into more aesthetic containers so we can display them, but still get to smell our really good smelling candles. I'm starting by grabbing just a big pot, and then I'm going to put my candles in the pot first before the water, because I don't want any of the water to go into the candle, and I'm not sure how high it was going to be. So candles first, then water, and then I'm going to turn the stove on to medium-high heat. While that is heating up, I'm going to go ahead and take some E6000 and glue the wicks to the bottom of my bowl. That way the bottom of the wicks don't move around and get crazy, like, so I can have them spaced evenly. And then after that, like, you'll see the candles, the wax will be melting, and then very carefully using pot holders, I'm just gonna pour the wax into the candles and let it set. It's pretty easy.
Just for you, let's take a walk, and we can follow the moonlight till we reach a place we can stay. Maybe kiss a bit and dream away. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh, 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 ooh.
This process is like kind of messy. I bet it would go better if next time I used a funnel or something, but you can see that the wax is starting to harden. As it hardens, it gets more opaque, and then this is still pretty transparent, just because that was much deeper. Then this one right here will dry a lot more white looking, but these guys are gonna set up and I'll show you how they look when they're done.
As long as I spend this day with you, so beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh.
I want to take a quick break from talking about our DIY gifts for other people and talk about some gifts that I'm excited about for me. A brand called Lifewit reached out to see if I was interested in partnering with them, and they sent over some items that I was really interested in. The first one is a laundry hamper basket. With this laundry basket, it comes with handles, and I'm also going to be using it in a bathroom makeover that will be coming up on my channel, so stay tuned for that. So anyone who knows me will tell you I don't consider it a problem, but maybe they do, with pillows and blankets. And I was so excited when Lifewit wanted to send me these king size memory foam with cooling gel pillows. So I'm really excited to try these out. I've been looking for some, so I want to check these out and tell you if I like them or not.
One of my favorite things about these pillows is they came with extra memory foam, so you can add them to make the pillow more firm and bigger, or you can take it out. It's totally customizable to however you want to sleep.
Okay, for reference, old pillows, new pillows. Old pillows flat, new pillows so nice. And I like how firm they are, because I like a pillow that's a little bit more firm because I sleep on my side. Yeah, I really like these. This is a TV dinner tray that I picked up at a thrift store, but it's made of solid wood. So we're gonna take it apart and turn this into a cutting board. Okay, we've got the board all sanded down. It's super smooth, and I kind of like rounded the edges a little bit with the sander just so it would look a little bit more finished. And then I picked up this Danish oil. I've done a lot of research online, and it says that it's food safe once it's completely dry. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on our cutting board and then let it dry for a while. The last DIY that we're gonna do is a blanket ladder. I've built so many of these, and they were some of my best sellers whenever I used to do craft shows, so I'm gonna show you how to make one. These are so inexpensive to make. We're starting off with these 2x2s.
I'm taking these two boards and measuring it, and I'm going to cut them at 65 inches. These are going to be the two long pieces for our ladder. And after I do that, I'm going to start cutting the rungs of the ladder. They have a very gradual slope. So I'm only cutting them at an angle on each side of 4 degrees. And I will list in the description box like how wide I cut each of these 4 pieces. That way if you want to make this exact ladder, you totally can.
Okay, we've got the general shape of our ladder. I'm gonna go ahead and sand it now before we assemble it because it's much easier to do it that way instead of trying to sand it after it's done. Okay, I put the two of these long boards together and I've marked on each board where the top of each rung will go. So when I separate them, I'll be able to put the rungs right there. Okay, I added some clamps. They are absolutely not necessary, but it does help hold everything together when we start screwing all of the pieces together. But this is what it's gonna look like. You can see how it's tapered. Yeah, so let's go ahead and start assembling it. Normally I would drill pocket holes into the back of this board right here, but not everybody has a Kreg jig and I really want you guys to be able to try some of these at home. So I'm gonna drill straight through the side, but we're gonna hide the screw head. I'll show you how.
The first thing I'm going in with is the countersink bit. I've talked about this before on my channel a couple of times, but it just allows the head of the screw to sit below the wood. Now, do you need 2 different drills and an impact driver to do this? Absolutely not. I'm just using 3 different tools because I am lazy and don't want to change the bit every single time. So I am using the countersink bit first, and then I'm going to use just a regular drill bit to drill the hole, and then I'm going to go in with the actual screw, and I do that for each rung, 1 on each side.
Remember I told you we were gonna cover the screw heads up? At this point you could totally fill this with wood filler and then stain it, but we're gonna use a little bit to cut a wider circle, and then we're gonna put a little piece of wood trim. I don't even know what it's called. I'll look it up and link it, but put it in there to just make it decorative. That's it for today's video. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you guys want to try any of these gifts or which gift was your favorite that maybe you would want to receive this Christmas. Make sure that you're subscribed because next week we are back working in the bonus room makeover. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.